Everyone knows Umar Ibn Khattab for his justice and leadership, but few know about the one rule he enforced across the Muslim empire, a rule he believed was necessary to protect Islam itself. It didn't survive. It was sidelined, overruled, and eventually discarded into the shadows of history to be forgotten. This isn't about division or sects. It's about a vision that existed, was enforced across an empire, and then was erased. The era after the Prophet Muhammad's passing was one of rapid change. After all, the Prophet was the most important and well-known figure of the time, so naturally, people spoke about him constantly. They shared stories of what they saw and heard, eyewitness accounts, how he behaved, what he wore, what he liked, what he disliked, down to the smallest details. These conversations were natural social interactions, not intended to become religious doctrines centuries later. Umar understood this clearly. He saw that while these accounts were circulating widely, the Quran alone must dominate religious life. His predecessor, Abu Bakr, had already begun restricting the recording and circulation of Hadith. Abu Bakr famously collected many written Hadiths and set them on fire, declaring that the Quran alone should guide the community. The lack of any major compilation from the Sahaba and Tabi'un shows that they made no effort to preserve the Hadith, focusing entirely on the Quran. Umar built on this principle, taking it even further. Under his authority, there was a formal empire-wide prohibition on recording and reporting Hadith. Whenever he dispatched companions to newly conquered regions, he instructed them to focus exclusively on the Quran. He wanted the recitation of the Quran to dominate daily life so completely that it would sound like the buzzing of bees, keeping the community engaged with the words of Allah above all else. Historical accounts indicate that Umar ordered the collection and destruction of written Hadith records. He compared these records to the Jewish Mishnah, referring to the Quran's criticism of the people of the book for neglecting or altering their divine scriptures by elevating secondary laws, highlighting the danger of confusing secondary texts with the primary divine scripture. By doing so, he reinforced the Quran's primacy as the only unquestionable source of guidance. Umar also regulated the movement of prolific narrators, ensuring that their influence did not overshadow the Quran. Figures like Abdullah ibn Masud, Abu al-Darda, and Abu Huraira were reportedly restricted in their reporting. Umar questioned them, asking why they were narrating so much from the Prophet, and even detained to keep a close eye on their activity. In Umar's words, anyone who wanted to speak on religious matters must quote from the Book of Allah, otherwise they should remain silent. This strict approach ensured that the Quran was undisputed, central, and universally authoritative. The dramatic step of destroying written Hadith records served a crucial twofold purpose. Umar feared that mixing these reports with the Quran could lead to confusion, and that people might neglect the Quran in favor of secondary reports. By keeping attention on the Quran, Umar focused entirely on the divine revelation. This focus on the Quran also paved the way for ijtihad, or independent reasoning, in legal matters. With Hadith circulation restricted, scholars and judges relied on the Quran and sound reasoning to resolve issues rather than hearsay in the rapidly expanding Muslim empire. Umar's policies shaped the early development of Islamic law, ensuring that the Quran guided interpretation, legislation, and daily life. Through his unwavering commitment, Umar didn't just expand an empire, he protected the Quran, making it the unshakable guide for every Muslim after him. But unfortunately, it only took a few centuries for all of this to change to what we have today, where Quran is said to be above all. But this is only lip service, when in reality, 90% or more what passes off as Islam today is based on these unverifiable anecdotal reports by thousands of individuals, also known as the Hadith. If you found this video informative, subscribe for more weekly videos like this. Thank you for watching.